All right, here we're going here. On the next episode, you're going to transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, maybe reaction to what's screen caps on YouTube, TV, and art. In response, in art. Let's see, what was that? Screen caps of comment. Basically reacting to comments on transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, reacting to what's screen caps of comments on YouTube, TV, and art that are response to comments I made against the deviant lifestyles. Continuing to work with this nice, high tech, sophisticated microphone holder that I made from cardboard and duct tape. And of course, continuing to deal with all the homegoing of my grandfather on my mother's side. Yeah, he was a minister. Those who know who he is don't know who he is. He helped found a church. He, preached the taught us, preach the gospel. Christ. Go into all the world. He was very big warrior for Christ. So he was in his 90s, so we knew it was going to happen eventually after all the health problems he was having. But yeah, still, and we had our differences. Basically, my mother was the black sheep of the family. So she basically was very rebellious, and because of all the rebellion, eventually I came along, and so I'm the black sheep from the black sheep. Then comes the fact that back in his day, the words neurodivergent weren't really well known back then. Back then, either you were a normal person or you were weird. Something was wrong with you. So yeah, you were deficient. You were whatever you want to call it. So I was considered deficient or special needs, let's say, to him in ways. But he did help he did teach me trades. He did help me to learn the value of a dollar and hard days work. Definitely me and my brother. We had our issues. Yeah, my brother, him and my brother had more issues, but still, yeah, I had issues with him too. But yeah, we hung out. We were learning. We learned stuff. We even helped refurbish a house once with him. That's when I got my first. I think it was like Basement Jack's album because he would give us $10. He said, "I'll pay $100." So I was like, "Okay, for work with me to fix this house up for a few hours a day." So I was like, "Okay." Me and my brother, we took the bait and we went and hung out for a few days. Worked for a few hours a day. We were around late teens, early 20s, and we were basically doing our stuff best we could. But definitely him and his friends are not exactly the biggest fans of us because, of course, we were the generation of pushing buttons, not real work type stuff, definitely. And so, but yeah, we did our best. Um, and we helped refurbish a house, helped rebuild, build it up real nice. It was really cool. Really cool to see, they come together. Though there was some, and basically he would give us $10 each day. He would take us to like a mall or a plaza or something to get some food or whatever, and I would spend that $10 and I'd get things like CDs and comic books. It was like Baby Blues and Foxtrot comic books, and I think one time I got Tomb Raider. I saw Lara Croft Tomb Raider, the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider, and I decided I wanted that sound, more songs from the Basement Jacks people, because I heard "Where's Your Head At," one of the first Basement Jacks songs I ever heard. And I was like, yeah, my brother showed me Red Alert from Basement Jacks, and that was also good. So that was awesome. But yeah, so I was like, yeah, I'll go get some Basement Jack's album. Went to a store like Best Buy or something, and found a Basement Jack's album. And it was the gray one with the Jackson with the eyes on it and the smile. And I got that. And Where's Your Head At's not on that one. But I discovered a bunch of other songs that I enjoyed. Rendezvous, Jump and Shout, uh, Bingo Bango, Same Old Show. One of the weirdest songs ever to this day I've ever heard. Yeah, Always Be There. It's so good. Lots of cool songs. Yeah, in terms of Bishop Jacks are DJs and they make all kinds of music with other people. It's great. So we're DJs, yeah. But still, they're doing stuff now. Still, it's still different because of when that guy's died. But yeah, still, it's definitely had some interesting things going on with him. Memories of my grandfather. There was one time where a he was doing inner city ministry, and I don't know what downtown he was in, but he was trying to had to give things to the poor, to the less fortunate. And the bigger came by, and he said basically asked for some money because he was hungry. He said he was hungry. He wanted something to eat. So, but my grandfather was wise to his act, so he went and gave him a sandwich. Got a sandwich and gave it to him. The guy threw it back at him because it's like, yeah. Basically, it turns out he was not hungry for food. He was hungry for drugs or alcohol or some other nasty stuff like that. So, yeah, he was wise to his act. So yeah, he's instilled some of that to us. So, yeah, he instilled that stuff to us. So, yeah, that's why it's awesome for us. It's important for us to continue to fight the good fight of faith and continue to say that this is wrong. This lifestyle of sin is wrong. Transgender, homosexual, atheist lifestyles are wrong. People are angry about that, but that's the way it is. That's what we need to be doing. I'm going to continue his legacy. My mom going to continue his legacy. She wrote a speech for him, his eulogy, as a eulogy for speech for him. My brother went on with her to help her carry all the luggage and whatnot. Yeah, it's definitely was. They had their issues, but still, it was still a grandfather. Still part of our family. So yeah, we had a great Thanksgiving though. Other than that, yeah. Still, it was definitely kind of sad, but it was awesome to remember. Continue legacy. So we're gonna continue legacy now. Let's continue on with more hate mail. Treasure hate mail. Also, get vaccinated. It's good to get vaccinated so you can help stop the spread of germs. If you get sick, then helps. The vaccination helps out because that helps stop that. Helps make that not as bad. So let's continue on here. Okay, I'm going to do some overlap, but it's important to do so we can, I don't miss anything. Person says, here goes, no, you have a bad opinion. This is the one. As well as, here goes, dude, I don't say this often, but you really need to shut the heck up. Don't because I read that word. Nobody cares about the effing science proves he's male, other than, of course, everybody. That's why they're trying to lie about science. Hide science. Hide away from it. Because science proves it. Is there a web on my webcam? There is web on my webcam. Like actual spider web on my webcam. To wipe that off the lens during between videos. All right, let's see here. Science proves he's male. If she feels different, she a girl. No. If he feels different, then he feels different. People feel different. They're going to because we are all unique individuals. Mentally, we are all unique individuals. Physically, we are all humans. Okay. Again, I like doing this because humans. Fully formed humans have opposable thumbs, flat nails, a large brain case, a large brain in it, no matter what anyone says, and one of two sets of reproductive organs: the male set, penis and testicles, or the female set, vulva and ovaries. All that's attached to them. That's how we work. That's how humans work. Does that dictate who you are? No. But the problem is that people think it does. People think they have to look a certain way to act a certain way. They don't. People will hate on you for it, and that's the issue. They want to please people above everything else. That's why they transition. That's why they lie about their biological sex. That's very sad. So we gotta fight against that. Continue on. How much time do I have? Click. Not tonight. Okay, good.